And hello everyone, Commander Simlex here, and I know it has been a while, but welcome back to Star Trek Online, and I apologize for the delay, but work waits for no one. And welcome to my special extended edition Christmas episode that I have decided to do to thank you guys for your support. And I will now give you a whirlwind tour and hopefully some events in Winter Wonderland, and I'll just quickly teleport over there via Q in Earth Space Dock, or you can of course use Q in the Romulan Command Center or the Kronos main square in front of the Great Hall. Now this is Winter Wonderland. As you can see, there is an ornament with a mini queue for exchange, bank, etc. in a nicely done ice gazebo. Now, of course, there is a snowball fight currently going on, so we will join in on that. We are at 128 out of 150, and the holiday vendor requires that you do missions like these in order to get items like Andorian sleigh bells and Terran holiday ornaments to allow for you to get items, like for instance the flurry that I am using. Now, I would recommend, and I actually can't stress this enough, you do need some form of snowball gun. Now, it looks like I'm getting attacked from the ground, which is a bug.
All the lands of ice and
anyway,
snow.
I will report that later. And you need the snowball gun, and again, I'll say, I can't stress this enough, for most of the events, if not all, in Winter Wonderland, you do want a snowball gun, for the main reason as if you do not have one, you are stuck throwing snowballs that you have stuck in your device slot. Now, of course, this will leave you at a great disadvantage. Now, just since we're here, and the snow boss is here, I will show you something else you can do. If you have frosted boots purchased, you can skate and do tricks by sprinting when on the ice while wearing your frosted boots and then pressing space. It is awesome, and it is always fun to jump over the boss's head. Before he disappears. Now let's move on. I'll just holster my weapon for now. Of course, all of the snowmen that you see posed around here, for instance, this Starfleet officer getting bat left, or the snow Vulcan over there in the distance, will come to life and attack you during a snowball fight event. But also, when not in a snowball fight event type system, you can view all of these still snowmen and get an accolade for it. But I will not tell you what that accolade is, for I do not wish to spoil everything. Now let's head back to the gazebo for a more complete tour of the main area, which you will be conducting your holiday festivities. You have the Q's friendly customer service underneath the ornament in the center. And this ornament actually can be acquired as a Fleet Starbase ornament, and it is currently featuring the ship of the year, which is the Sarthlen Carrier. This ship can be acquired through the race called the Fastest Game on Ice, and I will now do it just to demonstrate. It is to get there, you spawn in, and just before you go down the stairs, towards the Tides of Ice and the Snow Fortress, you have the race official. Now the race official will give you the fastest game on ice mission, and he will grant you skill points, expertise, and 40 glossy pictures of Q. Now these glossy pictures of Q can be traded in for the ship, and I will demonstrate that in a moment. But first of all, I will go do the race. Now the race starts here with the Breen race official that is currently over here. And you just talk to him, and then you spawn in, and you can race whatever appears. Now, of course, if you go out of this track, you will get disqualified. However, one of the advantages of this particular race is that no matter how many times you fail, you can go back to the race official in the gazebo, and you can just reset the race and do it over and over and over until you succeed. But as I have done this quite a bit, I have the control inputs practically memorized. And as far as getting around in Winter Wonderland, if you follow all of the areas that I have been in, as far as what is around me during my exploration of this area, you will know your way around pretty well. But unfortunately, I cannot give you more specific directions other than the general location of areas based on what is around them. The mini-map is actually not that good for locating various aspects of the map, but it is helpful nonetheless. And now that I've completed it, you go back to the race official in the gazebo, and he will grant you the 40 pictures. Now the 40 pictures can then be put towards, and I'll just get out of shooter mode because that'll probably make you guys seasick. And then you can you can put those into an event reputation system for your own Sarthlan carrier. It is a tier 6 ship, which is one of the new ship tier that came with the fleet upgrade, the fleet admiral upgrade, and it requires 1,000 autograph pictures of Q in order to get the ship. Now, these autograph pictures of Q can only be acquired through the race. And as you can see, the race you can only do once a day, and you need 25 of these races in order to get the ship. This means that you basically have to log on 25 days. And just as far as how many days you have left, in order to do this, the Winter Wonderland will go on until January 15th. Now, as far as other aspects of this gazebo, you have the tailor over here by the staircase down to the Fast and Furious finish line, which I'll explain later. And the Ferengi vendor for holiday items. Now, holiday items, you have all of the items from previous years, the more notable one, the frosted boots, and all the scarves, which, as you can see, my character is wearing the Federation scarf, along with the brown long winter jacket from last year. Now, you can also get a winter hat knitted, and many other jackets. Now, unfortunately, it looks like there's a bug that makes the picture that is supposed to demonstrate what they look like not show up. I will report that later as well. So you can buy any of these jackets. The new jackets are quite nice. I personally like the brown coat myself. And of course it's all depending on the character. And then you still have the old weapons from last year, the big one, the flurry, the avalanche. But the new ones, the freezing mist and the impaler. Now the impaler is actually quite a interesting weapon. The impaler shoots icicles at your opponents. It is not a rapid fire weapon by any means. It is more like a sniper rifle.
All the little creatures.
However,
even
it is
you.
satisfying to impale an enemy snowman in the head with a icicle, but it is not very effective. I would recommend the impaler for missions like the snowball fights and that's about it, actually. It's more of a fun thing to do.
Assimilated snowmen are approaching the gate to the Winter Wonderland. They will arrive in 1 minute.
And then the freezing mist is sort of a multi-beam freezing ray. And then, of course, they have the nanopulse edge. They have the snowball mortar, the explosive gumdrops, the avalanche. The avalanche is like the orbital strike, or the explosive gumdrops are like the engineer's transphasic mine. The turret's sort of self-explanatory. And the candy cane caltrops are sort of like the anesthetizing gas ability for science officers. Now, and of course the defense squad is pretty self-explanatory. The endothermic induction field and all of these other kit modules, which goes with the new kit system, which I will make a video on at some point, will actually are able to be used outside of the Winter Wonderland, but they also cannot be used in the Winter Wonderland, which is a drawback. And then, of course, the pets. You have the snowman from last year and the abominable snowman. And then, finally, if you want to complete your Breen set, you can get the cryo-infused warp cores,
Is good for business.
which is great. But if you guys were wondering what popped up, as far why that person with dialogue popped up, the Tides of Ice event began. And the Tides of Ice event is a event over here, just down the steps from the main gazebo, or the steps towards the race official, and under the banner that states Tides of Ice, towards the Ice Fortress. It is a fight against Snowborg, or more affectionately known as Snorg. Now, I'm going to join the battle here. And you have these different lanes. Now, he will call out lanes which will receive a greater amount of Borg, or Snorg, depending on which one he calls. So if he calls
Snowmen are coming down all 4 lanes.
he just called all 4 lanes. That means that more waves will spawn at each one and will make it so that
Snowmen are coming down Black Diamond, Gold
So that
Sphere,
it's
and Blue
harder.
Lozenge lanes.
now, of course, one of the tactics is what we're currently doing, just to sit at their spawn point and take them out as they spawn. But it is a bit fun
Snowmen are
if they
coming
break
down
through.
Black Diamond and Blue Lozenge
Now,
lanes.
if you look at the center right of my screen, you will see a bunch of indicators: stopped board, escaped board, and a escaped versus stopped ratio, as well as a blue line
Snowmen are
with
coming down
dots
all 4 lanes.
that has the name of each lane next to it. Now, these indicate how far the Borg have broken through the ice walls. Now, the ice walls are defended by these towers, but the towers
Snowmen are
mainly
coming
slow
down
them
Crimson
down
Cube, Gold
and
Sphere, and Blue
cause
Lozenge Lanes.
very little damage. The main defense is you, the player, and if they break through completely, it will show no blue and all red.
Snowmen are
black.
coming down Crimson Cube, Gold
And
Sphere,
of course,
Blue
if they
Lozenge
break
Lanes.
through, they will get to the fortress and try to get to the entrance that you see there. The main entrance is, of course, their objective as snowmen, and your objective is, of course, to stop them. The Snowborg, of course, do not adapt to weapons, as you can see through my demonstration. And, of course,
Snowmen are coming down Crimson Cube, Gold Sphere, and Blue Lozenge Lanes.
and of course, in the case of this mission, you have many options and many lanes. It can get quite hectic, especially if they all break
Snowmen are
through.
coming down Gold Sphere and Blue Lozenge
But
Lanes.
one of the advantages is that every time a wave completes, you do get a reward based on the amount of snowmen that you kill.
Snowmen are
Now,
coming down Blue Lozenge Lanes.
as far as actually confirming if this is how it works, there's actually no way for me to confirm it, so do not hold me to that. But as you can see, I completed wave 4 and got a Bolian candle, which can be used towards winter items in the vendor. Now, of course, there is a bug, which is deep in the code, that they can't fix at the moment. And that is a bug that prevents the final mission
Snowmen are
reward
coming down Crimson Cube, Gold
from
Sphere, and Blue Lozenge
being-
Lanes.
from being granted. Now, previously, this would have provided everyone with a token
Snowmen
that
are
they
coming
can
down Gold
use-
Sphere and Blue Lozenge Lanes.
that they can use to gain access to the items. Now, if you had 5 tokens, or basically 5 times doing this mission, then you would have
Snowmen are
access to
coming
the
down Blue
Impaler,
Lozenge
the
Lane.
Freezing Mist, and the new deployable abilities such as the Gingerbread Defenseman. Now, or Defense Crew. Now, of course, and then of course you needed to do this 10 times, do the Tides of Ice mission 10 times in order to get the Warp Core to complete the Breen set. Now, of course,
Snowmen
due
are
to the
coming down
bug
Gold
not
Sphere and Blue
not
Lozenge Lanes.
granting the final mission, this token is no longer around. So what they did instead was granted everybody access to everything. Now, this is very
Snowmen
nice,
are coming
and
down Blue
I
Lozenge Lane.
agree, but it has made this mission basically just something to do for fun, and also to get accolades. You can actually get the accolades for it, regardless of receiving the token. So
Snowmen are coming
that,
down
of
Blue
course,
Lozenge
is
Lane.
a good thing as well, if you like accolades. Now, of course, the different Borg have different abilities. As you can see, these guys are armored. This person, or this Borg, will actually, or this Snort, will actually make them move faster. This big one, once you destroy
Snowmen are
him,
coming
will
down
spawn
Blue
more
Lozenge
small
Lane.
Borg to fight. It is actually quite a nice mission. I find it is a lot of fun, and it's your own judgment call whether you like it or not. But you don't really have
Snowmen
to
are
do
coming
it, but
down
I would
Blue
highly
Lozenge
recommend
Lane.
it. Along with this normal snowball fight as well.
Snowmen are coming down Blue Lozenge
Broken
Lane.
through halfway on Gold Sphere and all the way on Black Diamond and Blue Lozenge. Now, we're getting up on wave 8 here. We have 5 seconds to get into position. And as you can see, everybody is taking up positions at the spawn points. But it looks like, oh crap. I
Snowmen are coming down Blue
that there are
Lozenge Lane.
some making their way to the base. I'm gonna help this guy out. This is bad. I'm gonna spawn in my gingerbread
Snowmen are coming down Blue
defense
Lozenge
crew.
Lane.
They will throw gumdrops, as you can see, at the snowmen. They are quite powerful, but they only last for a very short time.
Snowmen are coming down Black Diamond and Blue Lozenge Lane.
Oh, and also one of the advantages of Q's Winter Wonderland is that when you get low on health, they just freeze you. And you don't have to respawn. You just freeze, and then eventually you
Snowmen are
get back
coming
up
down
to
Blue
full
Lozenge
health.
Lane.
Albeit, it is also rather, shall we say, difficult to do a snowball fight when you are surrounded by 30 snowmen all hitting you, which
Snowmen are
basically
coming
freezes
down
you
Black
within 10
Diamond and
seconds.
Blue Lozenge Lane.
It can get difficult at some points. But if you
Snowmen are
have
coming down
a
Blue
good
Lozenge
snowball
Lane.
weapon and a decent personal shield, you can basically survive. Ah, we're getting on wave 10. Now wave 10 is the boss wave, and in this case we have to get around the fortress because that is where the boss will spawn.
Resistance is futile.
The boss is the
All lanes
snowboard
clear.
queen.
Defend the fortress.
Now, the snowboard queen is powerful in her own way, but I do have to say I wonder if she has a little bit too little health, as Oh, so now, okay, now they've changed it so that it's actually a mission rather than granting you tokens. Okay, but you still have access to every winter item anyway. Awesome. They sort of worked around that bug. Good, good. But the snowboard queen, as you can see, was sort of quick to be defeated, and I wonder if she actually has too little health. I think they personally should add some more health to the board queen on this mission in order to make it a little bit more challenging. But as you can see, there's the different lanes, they have defense towers, you have gingerbread defense people, and all of that. It's quite good. I quite like this mission. Again, I cannot stress enough, you need a snowball gun for these missions. Otherwise you will be quite disadvantaged and will get frustrated by the fact that you will not get any rewards due to the fact that you can't kill a single snowman in time. Now, as far as other things you can do a mission, or you can get recipes through another mission, which I will show you in a moment. And you can go to Neelix over here by Q and beside the race official. And if you go to Neelix, he will give you a mission to transform the recipe into holiday food, which then can be fed to a Tribble, and the Tribble will then spawn in, or will then breed a Winter Tribble. Now the Winter Tribble grants you a hold resistance, a knockback resistance, and a cold resistance, as well as an AoE buff in the Winter Wonderland. Now this snow effect only occurs during the Winter Wonderland. Now, as far as other aspects of it, you also have this green over here with the pie eating contest. Now, the pie eating contest, you have 1 minute 30 seconds
A wise man
to
can
go
hear
over to this
profit in the wind.
go over to this table and eat as many pies as you can. they will spawn in small and then get really large over time, and it is quicker to eat a small pie, as you would imagine. But you just eat as many pies as you can do in a 1 minute 30-second video or window, and hopefully you will eat enough pies to get some pretty decent, substantial winter items out of it.
I have winter items for a bargain.
Now, the most I have ever eaten is 11. I am actually not sure if it is possible to get more than that. But I think it is, but you have to be very tactful about which pies you eat at that point. As far as size. Now, I'll be lucky if I get 10 in here. I got 9 in. So then after that, you head back to this guy.
Assimilated snowmen are approaching the gate to the Winter Wonderland. They will arrive in 1 minute.
He is next to the dome and the pie table.
Q is a genius.
And then you go, I am finished,
So,
and count the pies, and then you get 9 pies, and then you collect your reward, which is more items to put towards. Snow guns and other things. Now, of course, it has a 14-minute time limit. Now,
happy holidays.
as far as even more stuff you can do to get the recipes that I told you about, you have to do the Winter Invasion. Now, the Winter Invasion is actually defending a gingerbread village. This dome houses this gingerbread village, and if you actually look in the dome once you begin the event and look up, you can actually see the dome, or the gazebo, the ice gazebo, from the inside of the dome outside. It is quite a nice touch, and I hopefully will be able to show you that. Yes, I will. Excellent. Now, the main aim of this is to defend this village and to rescue gingerbread council members and freezing
colony.
freezing gingerbread men. Sorry, I was, or men, or people. And in this case, I would also seriously recommend, and I know I sound like a broken record, but I can't stress it enough, you need a snowball weapon, because if you just use snowballs, you will not be able to destroy a snowman in enough time before another person. Basically what I'm trying to say is that the kill ratio for a person with a weapon versus a person with snowballs will be about 0 to like 20, because the person with the gun can do 1 volley and kill like 4, whereas you with the snowballs will be lucky if you get 1. It's a little bit unfair, but if you have winter items stocked up from last year, or if you have a friend who's willing to loan you some via the trade system between characters and accounts, you can get it that way. And thus you can get your snow weapon without having to do these missions. Now, of course, if you want to, there's also candy and other
this is terrible! A gingerbread colonist has been frozen!
And, of course, we missed one objective. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on objectives here if I sound a little attached. Now, of course, this is the freezing I told you about earlier. And then you just resume. Now you can go and collect candies, you can collect snowballs, you can do all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna rescue this freezing gingerbread person.
Woohoo! You saved a freezing gingerbread man!
And as you can see, the weapon really does do wonders with that or wonders with snowmen. But if you end back to the candies that are currently scattered around, you can actually collect them and get small buffs or
Wonderful!
recipes.
You rescued a gingerbread
Now,
council
if you
member!
are near the
Hooray!
boss area, which is over here, and then you hang a left, you then head into a cave. And this cave contains the bonus event, the optional objective,
All the lands of
which is the Yeti. Now, the Yeti's attacks are actually kind of powerful. However, he also is required to be close to you in order
This
to
is terrible!
attack you.
A gingerbread colonist has been frozen!
There is,
Feel
of
the
course,
chill of winter's night.
the problem that I am the only one doing the objective at the moment. Or no, I've spoke too soon. There is one other person in here. But also the team inadvertently triggered the main boss event at the lake.
Feel the
So,
chill of winter's
I hope
night.
they don't defeat him before I get there. But I sort of have to defeat the Yeti.
Feel the chill of winter's night.
We got him. Now, of course, there's all these bonuses, and you can possibly get recipes in this area. He froze me a little bit, and I
Feel
got
the
more
chill of
items to put
winter's
towards. I found a recipe. Okay, cool. Where is it?
Feel the chill of winter's night.
Darn it, now that it tells me that I got one, I don't remember where they put it.
Hooray!
Oh,
You defeated the snow!
I'll be back when the snow falls.
Well, that sucks. And just looking for that, I missed the boss fight. But the boss fight, you have, and actually that's kind of good. I don't want to give away everything, but you have gingerbread defenders that help you. You have the big boss over here, and you just basically shoot him. That's about it. But basically, the advice I can give at this point is if you want to do the optional objective, do not step into the zone for the boss, as he will trigger as soon as somebody steps under this arc. Now, I may have inadvertently triggered him, I don't know, but who knows. And that is essentially the mission for the dome, and as you can see the gazebo on the outside. It's quite beautiful though. Now, in the case of other things that you... Oh. Yes, there's also this weird thing where every time you do a winter invasion, it spawns you in front of Q at Earth Space Dock instead of back in Winter Wonderland where you actually initiated the event. It's sort of odd that way. Now, in the case of, as far as items that you get from this, you get more items. You get more winter items, and then you also get a mysterious box of cookies and treats. Now this contains either more items for your winter items, or more sleigh bells and things for your winter items, or it contains a gingerbread man or a frigid lump of coal. Now, The gingerbread man you have, or man or woman actually, you get, like for instance, this gingerbread Andorian female. Now they are just passive pets that follow you around, and they're just fun. They're just fun to have. They're not really useful in any real manner. Now, of course, do I have it? Don't. Do I have it in my inventory? Please tell me what I do. I don't. Okay, I'll have to. I know I have a frigid lump of coal, but I will have to go to Q's friendly customer service to find it. Ah, there it is. I'll swap it out for a battery.
I have winter items
Now.
for a bargain.
Some items in the Winter Wonderland will need to be equipped on your person before they become active. Now, the frigid lump of coal, of course, you would not expect it to do much, but or even do anything at all, but it actually does something pretty fun, and that is it turns your character into a snowman. Now this allows you to run around as a snowman, jump, have a blast essentially. And this has actually spawned quite a bit of roleplay where people will have a group of people turn into a snowman, and then the other people will actually try and shoot them, much like when the still Vulcan snowman over here comes to life and tries to shoot you. But in this case, they're shooting players, and of course you can't shoot players when they are snowmen and actually damage them. But it is fun to roleplay nonetheless. And you get this frigid lump of coal from the Winter Invasion mission. It is rather rare. Some people get lucky and get it on their first try. Others, not so much. Now, of course, that is not all that's here. There's also a gold pressed latinum conversion unit over here, which is in between the staircase to the lake and the holiday vendor and the Eppo researcher. Now, Eppos, as you can see at her feet, are just cuddly little winter things from New Romulus. And you can get Eppo tags, and she will convert your Eppo tags into various Eppos, as you can see at her feet, at various stages in their life. Now, of course, how you get these Eppo tags is through another mission, which is a event that happens, and it is the Fast and the Furious. Now, the Fast and the Furious is actually another race. It is across from the main bridge, which goes across the track, and you just head up the hill when the event is active, and you go to the start gate. Now, it'll prompt you to join the race, then you join the race, take up your positions, and then this gate will fall and you run the track. And then, just to illustrate, I will run to the finish line, as I am not currently able to do the race due to the fact that it's not active. And how you get to, and the track will eventually lead to the place where this third staircase leads. This third staircase leads you the quickest, or basically gives you the most direct path here. It is in between the pie table and the tailor, and you have a log which you can actually walk on the log. It's quite fun. You can You can sit here and watch the various racers go by. They all jump down from there to run underneath the log, etc., etc. It's pretty nice. I quite like it. And then they all eventually end up here. And there will be a flag indicating each individual place, second, third, fourth, fifth, and participating. And and whoever grabs the flag will claim that place. There have been races where the person in second actually claims the flag before the person in first due to lag or whatever else, but that also happens very rarely. Now, actually going back to the gazebo here, the ornament that I told you about that you can get for your fleet starbase actually is a mission that is in your fleet holding starbase, and it is under the special projects. My base has already completed this, but it requires 230 or 250, I can't exactly recall at the moment, of each individual holiday vendor item. Now, as luck would have it, the Fast and Furious is currently active, so I will now demonstrate that race. But it is fun. I personally don't do it because I actually don't really want an Eppo, but Eppos are fun, cuddly, but I personally like tribbles, so. Now, of course, I love the dialogue of the various characters. Neelix has his own voice dialogue. All the gingerbread men and people have their dialogues and pieces. And as such, it is quite a challenge. But, of course, now as you can see, everybody's racing around, trying to get to the finish ahead of everyone else, as per what you would expect in a race. And as you can see, everybody's trying to claim their flag in time. And as you can see, somebody just grabbed the third place flag before I could get to it. That, of course, does happen. I've learned to sort of accept that. And I got 2 Eppo tags. And that is basically what is here. There are a few aspects which you can probably find out on your own, like where the best place to farm for snowmen is during a snowball fight. And as such, I will not give away all the secrets of Winter Wonderland, but I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I know it has been a long one and a rather chock full of rather informative episode with a lot of information at once. But if you need to get a specific piece of information about the Winter Wonderland, I would be happy to answer comments, or Also, you can go through this video and just jump from point to point if you wish. And also, I hope to see you in the snow and in the festivities of Winter Wonderland this holiday. It goes until January 15th, in case I have not already mentioned that. And happy holidays, and please subscribe. It does help my channel, as well as leave likes if you want, and share this video. And Commander Simlex out.